Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios Brisbane on 102.1 FM and broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Zed Games. With 10 years experience and over 500 episodes, Zed Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture. Want to reach out? Message us on Facebook at ZedGamesAU.
My name is Evie, and I'm here with
Milly.
Will.
Caitlin.
Woo. We are Zed Games.
Woo!
Yeah, we is.
And we're not actually remote. We are in the same room.
Yep, and everything smells like Glen 20.
I sprayed so much Glen 20 before you guys got here. I was like,
That's good though. See, we're being smart.
Yeah.
or hygienic.
Yeah.
Both. Why not both?
Hey, you don't need a pandemic to wash your hands, guys and girls. Just do it.
Wash your hands,
Wash
you dirty
your
pig.
hands.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I never wash my hands.
Evie.
We know.
Evie.
We just haven't dared to
No.
tell you
I'm
yet.
going to hug all of you before you leave today.
Evie's got poo-poo hands, pass it round.
No. It's
Oh.
just like grade 4 all over again.
Social distance myself over here.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
1.5 meters away, please.
Yeah.
We're doing good. It's
I'm
fine.
going in self-isolation, thank you.
Actually, this is the first time I've been out
Same.
for probably 3 days? 2 days. 2 or 3 days. I went out earlier today, though, to go to the forest. You know why?
Why?
I figure that's safer than in my house.
Well, I mean,
The
I'm
air is
true,
cleaner.
that's true.
People are actually further away.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to go to the forest. And no one was there because everyone's like,
I'm
someone
happy
could've
to
touched
hear
a
that
tree.
you chose the time we have a pandemic to actually go and leave your house. I think that's a very...
I got into a
Noble.
car, which is in a garage. The garage door comes up. I leave. I don't actually enter the world. I'm still in a car.
I'm pretty sure it's like you exit if you leave your door. If you leave your house, you're getting coronavirus right away. It's like someone's
Right to
just
the face.
It's
Yeah.
It works that
actually
way.
Nat for my girlfriend today. She got something in the mail, and she's like, "I know it's down."
Coronavirus.
No, she didn't get that in the mail. She was like, "I need to go down and get the mail." And she's in the kitchen door.
yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
That's terrible, Caitlin.
Let's not make fun of
Anyway.
the bad pandemic.
She was in the kitchen and she's looking at me. She's like, "I need to go get the package." And I was like, "Good luck." And she's like, "Yes, wish me luck." And then she went and opened the door. And I went, "She's gonna have to take a breath by the time she gets down 4 stories, out to the mailbox, come back up." Like, there's no way.
Well, hey, or you can do like all the cool kids do. We're gonna have a little. If you haven't seen Spotify, I think Spotify was the ones, or someone released
yes.
a coronavirus playlist.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's really great. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna have a little coronavirus
Sleep it.
playlist party and just drink Corona.
I'm actually so thirsty for Corona right now. Like, I want one.
The
Terrible.
ingenuity
Hey,
of people.
I can cough on you
They're
if
so
you want.
refreshing. I'll cough on you.
Ugh,
Open your mouth.
time to run.
So us millennials are dealing with everything really well.
Yeah,
we're not
we're
doing
hysterical.
Well,
We're always
Send help.
hysterical.
Yeah.
So this is just like, oh, sweet, sick memes.
well,
A
talk,
new
me.
stage
sick
of
me.
hysteria.
Talking about Corona, I'm gonna be very curious what the news are about.
Yeah.
How does all this Corona
What
stuff?
an amazing segue.
I
I
love
know
the
how
segue.
how can we relate all this Corona things to games? Yes.
Well, I'm going to push play on this desk and you're going to hear it in 2 seconds.
awesome.
This week in gaming news, Steam and Nintendo make bank over self-quarantine from the coronavirus. Over the weekend, Steam hit its all-time concurrent user peak, which was over 20 million users online at once, with nearly 6.5 million people actively playing a game. Counter-Strike Global Offensive being the most popular, as well as other favourites like Dota 2 and PUBG. Nintendo Switch has been selling a high amount of a game called Ring Fit Adventurer, which is a fitness game that is hugely popular in China. Nintendo have seen a huge spike in sales of this game, which sells for over $250. However, Ring Fit Adventurer isn't the only game to see a spike in sales. In China, Plague Inc. has also gained some traction, thanks to the coronavirus. In Italy, Telecom Italia is showing up to 70% increase in online games like Fortnite and Call of Duty. It would appear that gaming traffic is up everywhere. Even though game playing is on the increase, game developing is not. Due to self-quarantine, there may be further delays, especially with many companies and businesses opting to send staff home to work remotely. There can still be issues in terms of meeting deadlines there. Cyberpunk 2077 has reassured its fans that the virus will not delay the game any further. However, E3 2020 and other major showcasing events have been cancelled. We may see further delays, but fingers crossed that it all goes well for the developers out there. Minecraft has a library which is now a safe haven for censored journalism. The uncensored library houses articles that are normally blocked in countries where there is no freedom of press. However, if you can get your hands on Minecraft, you can access what's being blocked. If you own Minecraft, just open up the game, load the uncensored library server, and you can read through books which feature articles blocked from social media and other news outlets. In other news relating to Minecraft, due to school being closed in Japan, a group of students decided to host their graduation ceremony in Minecraft. These elementary students met up in-game to hang out and graduate as their Minecraft avatars. They spent all day building a seriously impressive graduation hall with the help of a YouTuber who assisted with the organisation of the event. GDC started streaming their talks this week, starting from March 16th until the 20th. There will also be the Independent Games Festival Awards and the Game Developer Choice Awards, streaming if you'd like to have a look at the full schedule. And know how to watch these incredible talks, be sure to look up twitch.tv/GDC, or click on the link in the Zed Games Facebook page at ZedEDGamesAU. That's all this week in gaming news.
What a week!
Big week.
We had a good week.
Yeah, so much has happened. Good?
No. Debatable.
Hey, a week that includes Corona is usually a good week, eh?
How does that work?
You mean the beer?
What's your mic so I can
Mexican
mute that?
That's our favourite thing to do, just mute. Will.
Yeah, mute people.
Want us to have a conversation.
It's because he speaks the truth. You can't handle the truth.
How did I
And
know
he
that was
speaks in
coming?
third person.
Well, in terms of the news, it's good for game playing, as it turns out.
They're
But it's
making
not
bank.
good. They are making bank.
They're killing it.
Especially in China with this Ring Fit Adventurer game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really weird,
That's on,
but
mean-
huge
that's on
spike.
Switch.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense, you know,
It's a fitness
because
game.
if we look like at the population that are like at risk of dying from Corona, it's like people with already pre-existing conditions. So now all the people in China are like, well, what if I get fit? Then I maybe won't die.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, they're stuck in their houses.
Yeah, that's
And
also a
they
thing.
don't
So
wanna-
exercising is
Yeah,
important in
exercise
some
is
way.
It's a
Yeah.
pretty hefty game as well. Like, it actually works you out.
Yeah.
It's,
I don't
it's
have it
over
myself,
$250 for the game, so it
That
better
comes-
be worth something.
Yeah, it comes with the ring though, which is like a workout
It's
device.
like the.
Yeah.
And there's like a ton of different workouts you can do.
Was it like
with
the Wii pad?
I
You
think
know,
it
that
has
you
a
stand
No,
pad.
it's
on?
like it's
Too,
a
doesn't it?
literal ring, and it's
Yeah.
got like some kind of like handle kind of things. I've looked into it because I was like, how do I get fit but play games at the
Interesting.
same
I was like,
time? Because I
how
hate
do you know
gym.
that?
But it's
Yeah.
kind of like the same thing
It's
we
cool.
had with the Wii when they had like the thing you were standing on as like them
The
being
balance board.
the balance board being like making
yeah.
games around that. But this
Yeah.
time around they have a
The
fire ring thingy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the
The
ring is
ring-a-ding
The
thingy.
ring is on fire
Yeah,
and you're
it's like-
exercising in it. That
Yeah.
sounds like it'd get you
So
fit quick.
it gets
I'm
your
pretty sure
adrenaline
it's a
pumping.
spreadsheet ring too, isn't it? So you
Yeah,
can
it's
sort
like
of
a springy
it's not
kind
super,
of.
not like this.
Why-
But like you can push on it, so
Yeah.
you end up moving. I'm doing a motion here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I can
between
see you
your
doing a bowel
thighs.
motion.
Yeah, so you sort of like move your arms in and
Yeah.
out, like, but you have the resistance, so it's not
Yeah.
just you just going like clapping.
Going what?
Yeah,
That's a clap for anyone wondering.
yeah, clapping. Wink.
I love audio mediums.
Can you,
I love
can
an
you
audio
see the
medium.
clap, everyone? Yeah.
Well, sadness to all our game devs out there, because even though
Yes.
game playing is going up, game development's going down. Even more
Stuck at home.
delays to all our favorite titles we want to see so
Look,
bad.
no one that I particularly care about has
Evie.
has said anything otherwise in terms of delays. Cyberpunk 2077 has reassured us that they will still be out on time.
They gave themselves some extra time anyway. So
They
it's
did.
probably-
I think that's because they wanted
really
to
good.
create something, which I'm glad they did. I'm glad
Yeah.
that they delayed for the right reasons,
That'd be
and
such a good game.
and I'm-
so excited.
and this is a right reason too. You know, if you can't develop something at the same capacity because you have to work remotely or you just have to close down your office for a little while, yeah, there are some bad things that can happen. But I think people who consume this medium this gaming medium, we want good things,
Yeah.
you know, and we
Definitely.
want you to be healthy and happy. I know that everyone here at Zed Games, we want our devs to be healthy and happy and the people playing to be healthy and happy, because that's, you know,
Yeah.
let's hopefully we take this opportunity with the virus and everything to recollect ourselves and recenter ourselves and take some time out and not rush and not push, and then we
Yeah.
can
Yes,
be more
And
creative and, be
also-
more ingenious and then make
Yeah.
better games.
And
you know?
also on that, like, think about that now when you decide what games to buy and all that. Like, actually support the studios that are, like, focus on supporting the studios that are making the right choice and not overworking their employees. I know there's been a lot of drama about Naughty Dog because there's been a
Yeah, I
lot of
heard that
blow
too.
on Twitter that because they work there, they make amazing games. But that's also because the people that are really passionate, and been some controversy around that. And there's been a lot of people from the game community, the players, who's been like, oh, well, if you're not passionate about making games, then don't work at the studio. And it's like, well, you know, it's kind of like they're not slaves, they're not robots. They need, you know, unions, and they need to be taken care of. So support studios who do ethical things.
Yeah.
But it's like people who, it's like, I'm passionate about going to the gym. You can't be in the gym 24 hours
Exactly.
lifting the same weight,
Yeah.
no matter how much you love it.
Yeah.
Your arm will fall off. Like, it's
Exactly.
not possible.
Yeah.
Just because you love it doesn't mean it's feasible.
Exactly.
Um,
So yeah,
or
please
healthy.
please take this time to support.
Yes.
Be happy and nice during these sad times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
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 on other cooler news, happier news, Minecraft being a
yes,
safe haven.
Minecraft.
Minecraft
Yes.
graduation. That's
Minecraft
so
graduation,
beautiful.
yes.
The graduation and the library. I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand in a weird way. The education of the mind.
absolutely.
And then elementary students
mean,
being like, let's graduate in Minecraft.
If anything, I think it's really cool how Minecraft is like the catalyst for like literally being another world that we're living in at the same time. Like
Absolutely.
you have a library, like you
Yeah.
guys can go to the library in a video game now,
It's great.
and it's like it's you know it's a library online.
Socialize.
no
like,
one ever
together.
thought of that before.
I think it's cool how they managed to use it as like a secret library so that evil governments can't stop like with
I
censorship.
think most evil governments, I don't know, when I think of like an evil dictatorship, I immediately think of someone being so daft that they can't actually fathom what a Minecraft is. Like, well, they'd say it like that. What a
What's
Minecraft?
a Minecraft?
What's a
Didn't
Minecraft?
Prime Minister today use the word internets
Did he
on-
really?
on the internet?
Oh, Scotty from marketing, what you doing?
No one can see this, but my eyes are like popping out of my
big.
head. That's
Yeah, no, go look up a transcript of his stupid speech.
He actually
It's-
said something good today, which was stop hoarding.
Stop it.
Stop it.
The only thing you guys
No.
should the
People
only
listening,
things you guys should
Stop
hoard are video
hoarding
games.
meat.
Buy more video games.
Buy video games.
How is
not
the meat
toilet
going
paper.
to heal your virus? It won't. Leave
Put
some
it
meat.
upon
I'm
myself.
hungry.
I'm actually really dangerously low on toilet paper. I'm
I can
actually quite worried.
I can send
Well-
you a few rolls if you want.
If you guys
I
are in
have-
need of
I
toilet
have paper
papers,
towels, and I think
Oh.
that's my last resort.
that's gonna
You got some
hurt.
tissues?
That's gonna hurt. Thanks.
It will
Well,
hurt.
If you guys
It's
are in need of
scrapey.
toilet paper at my Twitter, we're selling them $2,000 a
Oh
piece.
god.
Send
the
me.
hustle is real.
I'm doing an auction. Doom Eternal. First one to give me Doom Eternal gets a roll of toilet paper.
We should
I'd just
also
like to let-
preface that with the fact that Will is joking.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Police do not come and arrest Will. He is joking.
What do you mean arrest me? It's not
Dude, they
illegal.
arrested the dude who was hoarding hand sanitizer.
There you go.
He was,
What?
Yeah, he was trying to sell it.
That's not illegal.
Yes,
What?
it is.
Why?
Because he
Now.
hoarded it all, and then he was trying to sell it on the market. Yes, it's not illegal if you make it, but he bought it all and he was trying to resell it for a high price. So
I
then
need
they-
some. I need some
Wow.
sources. Otherwise, black
We will look
market.
this up.
It's gonna be cool.
We will
It's
get to
gonna be
the
cool.
bottom of this hand sanitizer. We'll get to the
Will.
bottom.
You should be at the bottom of your
I
hand
just
sanitizer.
realized there was
Yeah.
a
Grubs.
pun in there at the bottom. Toilet paper rolls. It doesn't matter.
There's a lot of puns everywhere
Wash
there.
your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash your
You
hands.
dirty pig.
Wash
Yeah,
your
dirty
hands.
pig.
Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway,
Well, what a great show this has been so far. I'm excited.
Let's keep it up.
Yeah.
Let's keep going at it.
Yeah. Let's keep it up. Let's keep going at it.
What?
All right.
Oh.
Evie.
What a day.
Evie, you brought the mood down.
All right.
Bring
Well,
up.
High five.
oh,
All right. That's a sting right there.
them puns, they just keep coming and coming. Oh well.
Devil Daggers.
Segue. Yes, talking about
Tell us some
daggers.
stuff. Daggers.
Yes,
love a
Devil's
dagger.
Daggers. It's a little indie game from Melbourne,
look it
developed by Sorath. It was released back in 2016, so it's quite a old game, so to say. Not totally new, but still kicking at it. It's one of the games they keep talking about at my uni, so I thought, hey, might as well give it a play and see what I think about it. So, it's not much in terms of narrative, so to say. Like, you can basically talk about the whole game without spoiling it. So, game starts up,
Interesting.
you walk into a dagger, and then...
You walk into a dagger.
Yeah, you just walk into like a little floating dagger,
right.
and then you're teleported to a... Think of like a arena. Like, it's just a dark, circular platform. It's really, really dark. Like, you can barely see anything. And you just start hearing weird things, like really weird. Like, think of weird morphed centipede sounds, and think of hell.
It is a
Like,
creepy.
that's
It is
the
a
place,
creepy
yeah.
episode today, so I did forget about that.
Yeah. And
Enough, Caitlin.
I'll be providing Foley.
yes, from now on,
Providing
Caitlin, fix the
Foley.
Foley. Thank
Yes,
you.
You're welcome.
And then basically the whole game is just about surviving for as long as possible. That's the whole game. I think the record currently is 6 minutes.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So
So it's like
basically,
a bullet hell sort of thing?
almost. So basically, the whole game is you have like this little weird hand in front of you, Quake style, where it's like in the middle of the screen, and you can shoot daggers like really fast. That has like a weird physics, or you can shotgun shot the daggers, so it becomes like a burst of them. So you can either like, pew, 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 or you can. See my SFX sounds so good.
Okay.
Yeah, and everybody's
If he's
watching
showing
a
us a
video on
visual.
the phone.
Oh god. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
And it starts off with just like these little weird tentacle pillar things spawn, and they shoot out a bunch of skulls to just start chasing you. And then as you progress, it just keeps getting harder and harder, where there's all of a sudden centipedes flying through the whole scene. Yeah, there's these weird little bug things that shoot out other small little bug things that
There's a
explode
weird
on
thing
you.
with just like arms. That's it. It's just shoulders.
Yeah, so that's the
bloody.
reaction.
Oh, I love it.
So the game is very dark, like in terms of like its evil vibes, so to say.
It's also
Woo.
Evil.
It's also visually dark.
Yeah, visually dark as well.
Yeah.
And basically the whole game is just about you trying to survive for as long as possible. And I want to do a little callback to when I was talking about Doom last time, like 2 weeks ago, where we talked about Doom being a kind of a rhythm game together with like its first-person movement shooting kind of thing, but then the music tying into that gameplay.
Yeah.
This game does something completely opposite, and it's like, yeah, no, the music is just like fully in the background, it has nothing to do with it, and at the same time, you're trying to survive in this first-person shooter game. So it's like Doom, remove the, how would you say, the power fantasy of it.
Yeah.
So even though Devil Daggers is sort of like a Quake-style kind of game, where it's all about the skill of aiming and the skill of moving around and training enemies, it is also a horror game. So it's kind of like a empowerment horror game, but at the same time it disempowers you. Because throughout the whole experience, you are never in control.
And you're very limited in what you can do.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
by
Like
the
you
looks of
can
it.
two different shots and you can move around. That's all you can do. You can't do anything more. And the monsters just keep getting harder and harder and harder, and there's no end. And it's a really cool version of a disempowerment where the player is the one shooting. Because normally, with horror games, when you do disempowerment fantasies, you take away control from the player. They can only move, they cannot defend themselves or anything. But then this game allows the player to defend themselves, but also disempowering, but with the small things you can do, and just a horde of enemies coming to you.
So it sort of like tries to overwhelm the player.
Yeah, it's very much a sense of when I was playing the game. For me, it was kind of like it always came down to the scenario of like I was playing and I was getting better, but every time I would die, or like right before I would die, you would get kind of that stressful feeling. I kind of tie it together if like you have a scare of being eaten by animals or being overrun by like thousands of zombies. Like, how you're just like, oh my god, I'm
overwhelmed.
yeah. That kind of feeling I got every time. And it's really spooky.
I love anxiety.
I love anxiety. But it's also cool because it's one of those games where it's like, there's one achievement and it's survive 5 minutes. Like you beat the game when you survive 5
That
minutes.
sounds like me playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's just like
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
honestly.
You're saying like the furthest that anyone's got in it is what, 6?
6 or 10 minutes, something like that. Not very far.
Yeah.
And the cool thing with this as well, like the
Yeah.
game is very much orientated towards speed running in a way,
Yeah.
because the game is hooked up to a global leaderboard that is always being updated.
see, that's cool. So that's going to give a lot of people.
Yeah, so you can
the
jump
edge.
into
Very
you
true.
could jump
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the game today and try to get the high score. And I can
Ooh.
promise you that if you get the high score, somebody's going to want to beat you,
Yeah.
because like the community is always alive.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
I played it without any internet and I still enjoyed it. It's very addictive in the sense of like
Yeah.
if you lose the game or like die, it throws you right back at it pretty quickly.
What platform did you play on again? It was PC, right?
PC. So the
Yeah,
game
yeah.
exists. I was gonna plug this at the end, but it exists on my Windows, PC, Mac, and Linux. So it's no
Yeah, pretty
consoles
good.
on this one, sadly.
Okay.
Although it would be a quite perfect iOS game if you
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
first-person shooters on consoles, that would be fine. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it is very much skill-based with the aiming, and it would be very hard with not having a mouse. Like doing this with a controller, I would be amazed if you make it long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say that about Apex though, but then Apex has been doing really well with controls.
It's not necessarily that a game that it wouldn't fit. Like it's a very much.
Yeah. Okay.
It's one of those games I would love sitting in a couch and just playing this for 2 hours. But it's more of like because this. Okay, so I might as well bring this up as well with the gameplay. The way you shoot is like physical projectiles. In Apex, for example, you shoot and the bullet is right where the player is. Like it goes like a laser almost.
Yeah.
In this game, it's physics-based, so you see it's like shooting. It's like throwing rocks really quickly. So if you're moving to the sides, the daggers kind of like follow like as
follow it.
like if you were
Right.
shooting water.
Right.
know.
Okay.
So that makes also like the shooting is like a skill-based thing where it's harder to shoot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a both. Like I would play this game on console if I could. I would prefer to have it on console because it's kind of one of those games where you chill and play it in a weird way.
Despite it being an overwhelm, it's sort of like you could like. I can
play
see
it for
like
hours.
playing it with friends would be good on a console because you could
absolutely.
challenge each
Yeah.
other, right? You could
Yeah.
sit and go as
Yeah,
long as you go and
exactly.
then pass the controller to the
Exactly.
next person and so on.
It's a stressful and overwhelming experience, but it's also kind of like, you don't get mad when you lose.
Right.
Like when you lose, it's more of one of those like, oh, I almost had it, and you just want to keep playing, and you get addicted and just keep going in this loop. It's like playing Flappy Bird.
Floppy Bird.
Floppy Bird.
I was gonna to plug myself a little bit. I made a game called Floppy Fish, and
Ugh.
it's a fun game, right? You can't get it, sadly.
Floppy
It
Fish.
sounds
Oh, yeah.
a little bit like Never-Ending Game and the Impossible Game as well. Those
Oh,
Yeah,
games
yeah.
Where you just like the goal is just to get as far as you can. You're never going to beat it.
Exactly,
but
that's very much
yeah,
like
you
it.
just try and go.
Yeah, and I don't think there is an ending to it. Like the monsters will just keep getting harder and harder until it's so hard that you literally can't
Yeah, they're just
win the
spawning
game.
everywhere.
So it was a very good game. Highly recommend it. Overall fun experience. I'll mention again, the developers were Sorath, published by Sorath. It's a first-person shooter game released on 18 February 2016. You guys can get it on Steam for both Windows, Linux, and Mac.
Nice.
Give it a go.
How much
Please.
is it?
It's like $5.
Okay,
Oh,
so it's
damn.
not
I
bad.
think it's $5 American dollars. It's a very cheap, small game, but it will give you a couple hours of fun. So
Love it.
Nice.
Give it a
Sweeto
go.
burrito.
give it a go.
Do you
That's-
like my sweeto burrito?
Sweet burrito.
I love it.
I also say terrific tacos.
See you later, alligator is my
Hungry.
personal
Oh,
favorite.
Oh,
taco.
Damn it, I'm hungry. now.
So
What
hungry.
have I done? Look at
Sit-
this.
It's like a chill down kangaroo or something like that as well. I don't
Chill
remember.
down kangaroo.
I don't know.
Chill down kangaroo. Chill
down, kangaroo.
Chill down, kangaroo.
It's
yeah,
like a Swedish thing to say to an Aussie.
Bangaroo kangaroos.
Kangaroo.
Okay.
Oh, bless your little
All
heart.
right. I think
We're so proud of you.
a new sting. Bangaroo kangaroo. Yeet.
Kangaroo,
Let's do
kangaroo.
it.
I'm going to say that from now on.
Yeah, me too.
Chill
gonna
down,
take it
kangaroo.
Take it away, Evie. Take it away before we go crazy.
I can't. Okay. All
We're
right.
gonna chill
Go,
down
Evie, go.
kangaroo
Segue
with
it,
some music.
please.
So we had a fun time
Are you guys ready
today,
to cry?
So, yeah, we're about to
yeah.
discover your body, aren't
Yeah,
we?
yeah. Not my body.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. So, okay. If I was on the deck today, I'd be playing some spooky music behind this, but it's okay.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, no. I need you guys to listen. All right. So, we're going to
that's
scat
wrong.
now. So imagine, if you will, the year is 2040. Human beings are looking for meaningful connections and communities. The search is becoming increasingly strange. They have begun to distrust the previous institutions that have brought people together in the past. Lonely people are looking towards technology and science for answers and a meaningful connection. A solution emerged from the darkness. A psychically powerful lab-synthesized fungi.
Ooh.
You are a medical student. You have been brought in to study its application to a human host.
Oh,
This is where we begin. A human subject introduces himself to you, and you must scan with your mouse his topical, skeletal, and nervous system to identify any abnormalities. He cheerfully congratulates you when you discover his decomposing bones and the injection site where they used a bone-deep needle to insert the fungi.
oh.
You watch, intrigued and repulsed, as the flowering begins. He screams in pain as his body goes through grotesque changes, which he encourages you to continue your scanning. His brain is shrinking. His arms have become a sack of neurons for the hive. He speaks of voices and memories that are not his own. His hands have fallen off. Finally, the flowering is complete. He screams, "I am so happy."
Oh my god.
So, Discover My Body is a small, low-res body horror game.
I feel like I should have given a warning.
I'm sorry,
Holy
everyone.
moly.
So, Discover My Body is a low-res body horror game created by an itch.io producer, Yames. I think it's Yames. He based the slow reveal mechanic on a small edutainment game, Discover the World, where you play as a ship sailing around the world. He wanted to take the mechanics of that and turn it into something horrifying, and he did.
Oh.
This is a short game. It takes about 10 to 20 minutes to complete. You use your mouse to scan his body and click between the body systems. The flowering process progresses once you've discovered all the abnormalities on its own. So you don't need to activate it or anything. It just does it on its own,
Okay.
which is equally terrifying.
I reckon.
Yeah. It's unsettling how nonchalant the subject is, and it makes you feel a bit sick as you witness the body horror in front of you. The game is free and available on the itch.io page for download on Windows and Linux. Linux? Yeah.
Linux.
Shush. I don't...
My name's Linux.
On latex.
Oh, you can play it on latex if you want to.
penguin?
Ah.
The penguin?
Penguin. You know, penguin.
You know penguin? I highly recommend it, and I sincerely hope we don't get to the point where we're injecting ourselves with fungus in this self-isolation.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm kind of just like The Last of Us 2.
Ta-da!
Oh yeah, like clickers.
Yeah.
So I'm just reading here
Yes.
that Yames or Yams,
Yams, maybe?
maybe.
James.
Yeah.
He was saying that
James.
it's
James.
Sorry.
Yes.
Say that again, Will.
James.
Oh, how
Oh.
conspiracy.
Or if we say it in Swedish, James.
Damn
It could just be James, literally. Sorry, mate.
Anyway, as Yames was saying, James, he says that it's based off of a
Yeah, I just mentioned that.
yeah. So Discover the World. Have you played that?
No, it's old. It's an
Yeah,
old...
it's saying that it is.
yeah.
It says CD-ROM here.
Yeah, it's an old edutainment game.
Okay.
So I think you just played as like a little Spanish Inquisition ship, but it's the same sort of mechanic. So he wanted to implement that slow reveal mechanic of just using the mouse. To
Yeah,
slow
like
reveal.
the old kind of game where they had like you discovering things, and like you're just this one little boat moving around, right?
Yep. So he implemented that and just.
That's really interesting. So I'm just a little bit curious about that exploration and how you're moving around that. How did that like tie into you feeling about it all happening?
Yeah.
Put it.
Like how more in depth? Like
It makes it a lot
What
more
did it
in
do?
depth because number one, he's so nonchalant, so he's just like scan, and you're scanning this old fat dude, and you're like, oh god, I hope I don't see anything, but like he's covering it. But then you slowly scroll down from his old fat body, and then you just see on his shin his face of his mother. It's like a growth, and you do the scan. It goes, then you scan it, and you click on it. And it goes, oh, you've discovered the injection site. This is where they used a bone deep needle to shove it right into my head, and it really, really hurt. But yeah, there's a face on my leg, and I think it's my mother because I miss her so much. Anyway, keep scanning.
Oh my god!
And you're like,
Whoa.
Is there an actual narrator doing this, or you're reading it?
It's like Undertale, like.
I mean, okay. I just want to be like,
Text.
so that's the voice that you have in your head when you're reading.
Oh
that?
no, that was me doing it really quick because
Yeah.
you
It's
have
like-
to actually sit there and like. I don't want to reveal too much of the reveals that happen,
Okay.
but because that's the whole point of
Yeah.
the game, and it only takes about 10 minutes to complete, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit of
But
time.
so I mean, it's like
But yeah, as you slowly reveal things, and because you can go so deep, you do like the nervous system and skeletal system as well. It's like quite striking, like the depth of what this abnormality is, and he's willingly
Right.
done it. So that makes it even weirder about how happy he is that this is happening to him, and he just keeps
Yeah.
talking to you.
This would
yeah.
be
So it's kind of like a
this would be a great game to analyze and break down in terms of like
take that into notes.
yeah, like in terms like Will used to host a critical playthrough at his uni, which sort of like breaks down. And this seems like a game that would be like super psychological, how you make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with like body horror, right?
Yeah, and the body horror is all pixelated, but it's still it's grotesque.
Yeah, but the way you
Yeah.
talk about it as well,
my
it's kind of like
hands are falling
the
off.
Yeah.
it's like the nonchalantness that you're saying. And it's really interesting because the way you like explain the voice, because I mean the voice you have explained now in the radio show is kind of probably the one you had in your head when you were
Yes.
reading it too.
It's
Which
like
is
it's
real-
like this happy old man.
Yeah, no,
he's,
but
he's got like a mustache.
that's
he's
really
balding,
interesting.
Check this out.
and he smiles at you, and then like he's like, "Oh, I feel the flowering coming on. Give me your wallet." Then it goes, "Ah!" "Oh, that's better."
That's oh god.
But like,
that's really interesting.
but like his voice is like dipped an octave, so you can
Yeah.
pick up, and like his face is not his face anymore. It's like this green like
my
piranha plant
God.
looking.
yeah.
So like you can tell these things are changing, but he's still like, "How are you? Yeah, you know.
Oh, that's
you
so
discovered
cool.
this. Oh yeah. You can see that my arms fell off.
Oh my goodness.
This is why they fell off."
It
I'm
sounds like a really nice narrative piece of that. Like how they managed to, with the text and the way like it's shown and the way he talks through the text, getting you to think about the voice being in that way must be really like
it's pretty well done.
eerie, like
Because it's just like you're talking to your coworker, but he's strapped on a table.
I mean, that makes
It's
sense.
this
It's like
weird-
kind of like
Crap
Roleplay.
happening to him.
yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like, you know, one of the, at least for me, horror, when it's like, you know, people having this horrible thing happening and they're like, oh, well, it's normal.
Yeah.
It's kind of new psychological horror of you like being like normalizing something that's not supposed to be normal. That's kind of like a weird. It's in the same way that like awesomeness, like how our brain sees awe. It's kind of like in the same way of us trying to make a scheme for how things are supposed to be, so our brain understands it, and that's really cool. I'm very curious about this
It's
game.
very psychological, that's for sure.
Does it touch on like any other different types of bodies, or is it just this one character?
You only meet this one guy.
It's
But
a very-
it's highly suggested that while this, like, you've just come in to sort of watch it happen, but he speaks to you in the beginning when you're still like talking to him and he's normal. He says that he's witnessed many of these in the past.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So
this
it's
is what
a-
they're looking to do. This they want to have this connection.
Yeah.
So they join the hive mind.
So, and it's also like, is it very like story based in the sense like you get to know story about the person you're checking out? So you're like,
Oh, you don't really know too much. You just sort of he just sort of talks to you about, you know, the situations that are happening in the thing, and then his mother and that sort of thing. But other than that, it's not too much.
so it's not
in-depth.
too much like story. It's not necessarily a story about him.
No, it's not a story about
more
him. It's a story about what's happening.
It's so curious because in my head that kind of sounds like you going to the doctor, and in this case you're the doctor.
It's that
And
because you're a
he-
medical student.
Yeah, and he's just like,
Ooh.
oh, so what are your symptoms? Yeah, no, my arm just fell off.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. And then
But he
I
knows
also-
what's happening, so he's
Yeah.
happy to tell you because he says you should be getting credit for this.
Oh my god.
that's really interesting.
Do you ever get? Does it ever get to a point where there's a diagnosis?
Oh no, we know what's happening. He's been injected.
done on
He's got a
purpose.
bone deep injection
Okay,
into his
so
shin
that's-
with the
There's
fungi.
something. So it's more like
Right.
they did that to him, and now they're looking at to see what actually what it did
Well,
to him.
he's witnessed it happen before. He knows what's happening.
Yeah.
He just volunteered this time because he wants to be happy.
He wants
Yeah.
to join.
The hive mind.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a really interesting discussion also, like about
It's
hive
wild.
mindedness. Like,
Making me so
do we want to be a hive mind?
Oh, well, it makes you uncomfortable the whole time because you can just see, like, you can, like, because it goes. We can. You can.
We're all
free.
we join the Zed game hive
the
mind.
Zed game hive mind because it goes so
It's a
like
Discord
deep
channel.
through his body. You can
Yeah.
see, like, with the second as the flowering happens, you
Yeah.
can see the fact that his skeleton has now turned purple and it's deteriorated. You can see his nervous system is now split into multiple neurons.
Oh my god.
That sort of thing. Like, and that's only in your head. You're only meant to have neurons in your head.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like coming out of his chest
Everywhere.
and everything.
Wow.
And then at one point he mentions, he's like, "Oh, you can see the bone sticking through my skin. Oh, I know, I felt it."
Oh my god.
Cool.
And you're like,
Thank you. Awesome.
anyway, play it. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna play
it's on
it. I'm
itch.io.
literally gonna go home.
Yeah,
and
it-
I'll
Dude.
put the link up on the Zed Games page.
Sweet. Awesome. Check it out,
We
guys.
can check
Yeah,
that out.
check it out. Give him, just send him some nice comments because
Yeah.
he's actually working on a bigger game at the moment.
That's
He
cool.
only made this just as a break.
Thank you very much, Millie, for
Look.
Thank you very
Yes.
much for telling us about this.
Yeah,
This
no
sounds really
worries.
interesting.
It was pretty good.
I'm
And
all
that's
about body
great.
dysphoria.
And enjoy the nightmares.
Thanks.
Body dysphoria. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's been an amazing show today, guys. Lots of fun.
Yeah, we had a great time.
We're all self-isolating together here in the 4ZZZ studio.
Yeah, it's a good day to be spooky. Self-isolation.
Okay, joining the hive.
Save us, Evie. Take it away.
Sorry.
Well, that's all for us this week for Zed Games.
I've made Evie very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how creepy this is, and now Caitlin's looking at me with a smile like,
I'm
I'm
into
gonna
it.
play
I
it.
want to play it.
It's alright,
love
Will's
this
terrified. It's fine. But yes, it's been an awesome show, and from all of us here at Zed Games, we'll see you next time.
We
Stay
love
Bye,
healthy.
guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Zed Games. If you'd like to listen to more, check out our podcast on Spotify or follow us on social media at ZedGamesAU. See you next time.